Hello everybody and welcome to part 8 of my God King Boudicca series. This is a part I'm not particularly looking forward to just because we're about to go to war with Denmark, and although the terrain isn't particularly punishing given our altitude training status, at least not at first, up here it'll get to be sticky probably, but we really need to operate in a way that baits his units out without leading ours to the slaughter, which is going to be a fine line to walk, especially when you consider the weaker we are in the south, the more likely he's going to be to throw units at us in the south, which should allow our northern units to step forward. Alright, first things first, Nantes grows to 4, so we'll work this tile. We have a worker working on it since that's the only fresh water we have in the city, and we're about to grow to that. You know, I only just now saw that Cardiff has freshwater tile here as well. I hadn't realized that before. All game long. Anyways, oh look, he's ready to chop now, which means this library gets up a little quicker. Another benefit to favoring that. Okay, so let's get this elephant in the room, out of the room. The first thing we want to do, since we know we're declaring war, is to shop around. Keep in mind that people do dislike us for the warmongering we've done this far, so I don't have high hopes that we're going to have much success here. One thing I like about the current version of Enhanced User Interface is the submenu stays open if you had left it open. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to hit propose. I'm glad she didn't just go for it. But that makes... Oh, you know what? I didn't ask her what she'd want for it. Although I suppose if she just indicated she doesn't want it for free, she's not going to pay for us for it to happen. Let's see. Oh, he hasn't even met Harold yet. Okay. Let's see. And then it's unfortunate that the person who's most likely to pay us, Germany, also hates us the most, so... Whoops. Mouse slipped at the last second. Alright, and then the last thing we can do, I think he's already at war with Denmark still, is we can go and ask her, since she's technically his nearest neighbor. And she says no. So we're just going to go ahead and do it outright. So the last thing we do is we actually hit the button, check this little prompt, make sure the ramifications of doing so aren't not in our favor. I'm pretty sure the last copy of Citrus is already sold off or traded off, so this wine for Citrus, I believe, is a happiness neutral decision. Appears to be that way. We can double check here, make sure we don't have duplicate Citrus. We do not. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, this guy's in range here. So what I'm going to do down here is I'm just going to take a shot. It pulls this guy away from the main Southern War effort, which is somewhat advantageous. For a reason I'll get into in just a second, is also the reason why I chose to attack with the melee. If we didn't, he might have felt healthy enough to take a shot and damaged our ranged. And because our unit is damaged, and because we're a little detached from the main fighting arena, that should mean he's more likely to send units down here. So we do want to kind of keep a profile of weakness to some extent. But not so weak that we actually get punished for it. Alright, I'll just sit tight there. We'll do that. He was coming over the river. He's coming down. He'll protect the warrior. Okay. So we'll step and shoot this guy. Our composite bowman here is a little exposed. If I move him to this hex, it decreases the chances that he'll go for this guy, which is good. However, we'd be opening ourselves to bombard horse swordsman. But we do have cover and rough and altitude training. So I think I'm going to do that, and the reason is because we need a lightning rod, if at all possible, when you're attacking a city. And that just basically means a melee unit that's already taken a bit of damage. Because that allows your ranged units to just kind of walk in and start plinking away. This guy could swoop in onto this hill, he'd be unmolested, and then he could fortify, and he could be a guaranteed capture unit or something like that. So having a damaged unit nearby would allow at least these range to start working on the city. I do wish there was a way we could have it to where all three of these could act on the city next turn, but that does not appear to be the case. Okay, so these guys wanted their altitude training. We'll favor the healthy one to the foreground, like so. We'll step this guy here, just get the last minute visibility, make sure it's still safe to proceed. We have visibility everywhere else, so that's good. He's coming down. We're ultimately going to land him on this hill. If visibility goes away here from this guy being gone, we'll probably dance or something. But from here, he can see the hill, he can see this, and you look at the darkness here, it matches their border, so we're still perfectly safe there. So we'll just end his turn like so. Already danced up there, so we'll just come here. It's a way to continue on without trespassing. Alright, this scout is just basically going to meander about because we have a coast we want to kind of follow since we're not going to have boats, and we also want to follow his borders, especially when it comes to getting around and seeing what looks to be like a city tile somewhere in here. I'm guessing by the roads it's like right here, but we don't know for sure, especially since we don't see roads to go shooting. 1, 2. Okay, this actually works out because I was going to say we should basically let the hills be our guide, and as you can see, this turn we got a little bit of coast, a little bit of borders. We got a hill within range. Good deal. We're just going to move him as many hexes as we can, clear off as much of the cloud as we can, start digging there, chopping. He's going to be building roads. He's going to get started on the cocoa. And we have a... okay. So we have the option of proselytizing here, or stepping here and proselytizing there. There is a camp here, but we've seen 3 units here undamaged, so we got to assume that that's been cleared. Our next target will probably be Porto, with the missionary. Porto will influence both of these city-states up here. Lisbon would not, and then do keep in mind that we don't have all the religions claimed yet, so if Lisbon should happen to get one, that would nuke our followers, I think, or at least, outcompete them in this immediately, which would stop influencing just this city-state. So I think Porto's the next target. So I'm fine leaving him kind of in the backfield, just in case we're wrong here. Either way, it's going to be a bit of a trek to Porto, so there's that. Okay, here we go. Let's see how badly that swordsman gets beat up. Yeah, that's not so great, but...
what is drama?
He served his purpose, so to speak. Alright, so we'll go 1. Oh, goodness, they're just in our way. I guess we can come over here. As long as we don't enter into their borders. Citrus enters in, okay. Alright. Let's deal with all our prompts first. That way I can clear my head and focus on the task at hand. Alright, farm there. We're not working that tile, so we'll do that. Speeds up growth by a turn, but doesn't detract from our current construction project. That's ideal. Chop. Get that market up a little bit quicker. Nice. Alright, library's done in the capital. It might be time to get that granary up. It is a bit of a risky proposition just because it's +5 food and we don't have a place to put that. However, we do have drama and poetry already, and if we have time before the National College, getting that Writers Guild up might aid in our win condition, reaching our win condition a little bit quicker. I hesitate to build the Writers Guild ahead of the National College just because that's citizens not on the land. That's hammers we'd be missing, and obviously we want the National College up ASAP. But at the same time, we also want faith and culture ASAP. So that's a, balancing act there. All the same, I think the bottom line is granary for now. Because if nothing else, even if we just have citizens scattered about random land, they all have hammers on them. So it would contribute towards the National College. Alright, library's done here, so market's up now, and we'll get a shrine going in that city. Okay, the war. Alright, so we do have a lightning rod. That's good. But what's bad is there's now a catapult on the scene. And we already took more than half of our damage. So if even, I mean, we can fortify. That'll increase our hit points to 52 and increase our combat strength by 20% this turn, 40% all subsequent turns if we stay in fortified. So he'll be up to half. His combat strength will be improved, and of course these composite bowmen can act on these units here. Which one is the greater threat? He would do 31 to us. He would do 26. So actually the horseman, I'm actually surprised to see that. Let me make sure I'm reading the correct side there. Approximate damage inflicted, red 26, red 23. Oh. Okay, so that's not as big of a surprise. So let's hit that for sure. And do we focus fire him or do we yeah, we've already determined he's the heavy hitter and he can't retreat, so he's a dead man. So we'll go ahead and fortify here. It's risky. But having that lightning rod there means we can start moving these units in here. Let's see. We will step, shoot, and we'll have him come up onto the hill here. The swordsman is coming over. He'll probably want the hill here. We'll start peeking with him over here because it looks like we've got this side locked down. And this is a sticky situation because there's no good answer here. If we kill him by shooting from here, then the swordsman gets up, but he's, you know, taken away from the battle. If we kill here, he'll get here quick, but the swordsman will be taken away from the battle and be more damaged. Or the third option, which I think is actually the one I'm going to take, is even though we're zone of control, let's move forward, step, shoot. That way, it's like the balanced, you know, everybody's a little bit closer to the action. My main driver is the fact that lightning rod's almost certainly going to have to be moved next turn. I know we got this guy coming in, but we also want this guy coming in. So there's that. As for this guy, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Probably the same either way. Let's go around the backside, just in case we need to do something more southernly based. Alright, these guys are going like that, and now he gets up on his hill. Alright, don't know how pleased I am with those results. As long as lightning rod survives, it will not have been a mistake. Okay, so we'll come up to the coast hill here. We'll continue our zoom. That's good. Get that farm going there. As much as I'd like to step him forward to help influence more units, this is a sensitive hex this turn, so superb. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Okay. So this is a good bad news situation because man. Alright. Douglas grows with that towel. Let's see. Edinburgh grows. Didn't we just pull from the horses over here? Yeah, we did. So we'll do this for now. There we go. Let's see. Horses. Alright. Okay, we can close that sub-menu. We are done shopping for that in particular. Alright, so there's some more money. Alrighty. Okay, so second cover. I'm actually really pleased to see that because if... Alright, let's take a look at this. 9. Oh dear. This is challenging. Alright. Let's... You know, I didn't think about that. That would have been a reason to have this guy come to the forefront. I think we're going to make use of that. What I want to do is let's use this guy to shoot this. And that allows him to step and shoot. which is important because if he's going to be able to act on the city tile next turn, he's got to be able to step up on a hill. Although now that I look about it, these two would be competing for the same hill. So, not so great. But what we can do now is we'll go ahead and kill this guy off like this. Now we have a lightning rod still in range. And now he'll back up to healing the capital. But what this means is we're going to need another melee on this side. So let's see, he's coming up behind him. So if this unit should step forward, we'll have, you know, some ranged act on the unit. We do have to favor units wherever possible, and we don't want the city to get too soft too quick. Okay. So it comes down to how quickly do we need a second melee up here, because if we take this guy away, we deprive this battlefront. This is going to be the new lightning rod. He does not have cover yet, which means he's going to get hurt. Kind of wish I had brought this guy here, because then we would have been over here a turn sooner. I hadn't considered that. That's would have been a good thing to consider, though. Alright. I don't see any way this gets punished, so let's just move the Great General forward. It might end up being that we get a Great General to come up here and aid in this, because there will come a point in time where we get a second one, and then he could easily join this because of all of our roads support this more than it does that. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. We have to make the decision of where this guy goes. So he's going to get beat up. Is it enough to make him flee this turn? No, unless this comes down, I think. And that gives him time to heal or step in or whatever. This is rough. Well, let's do this, because we know we're always doing this. So, and how damaged the city is has some part to play in all of this. I guess it's good that we are having a weaker showing here, because that's going to intrigue him to send more units. One would think. Chop, chop. Granary and 2. 1. Wow, that one hammer actually made a difference. That's surprising. We're already at 20, so that was like a 5% increase in production. 100% decrease in... Whoops. I apologize if the video just got glitched for a second there. I accidentally moused and clicked on something in my recording software. Alright, market is finished. So let's build a Pictish warrior, I believe. Yep. And then in this city, market. Alright. So this guy can go ahead and keep eyes here. He can go ahead and get started over there. We're going to drop this city, production focus, lock in the only good growth tile we have. Start building a monument, but we will buy the granary, and boom, now this city's taking off since it's our last settle. We want that, and because of the hills and stuff. I mean, this city's going to be pretty good pretty quick, because we're right on top of civil service. We're going to get some freshwater hill farms going. Then the granary and the... Well, we should be able to 4-pop real quick, like. Okay. So we're getting this guy rolling forward ever so slowly. Maybe that gives us time... Oh, we blocked... I was going to say, maybe that gives us time to scout here and make sure it's a safe endeavor. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, he's probably going for this camp. Alright, back to the thing I was already dreading. Well, he's damaged. So that makes him a more suitable lightning rod. So let's go ahead and do this. I'll go ahead and come up here rather than here, just because more visibility. Yeah, we'll get a farm going there. Alright, so let's see what comes of this. Hopefully he likes that Pictish. He does, good. Alright. Pictish took 41 total, based on the numbers we see on screen there. That's going to help us make this decision. He's at 41. Okay, so he should be able to fortify and place... let's see... I gotta stop distracting myself. Oh, goodness. That's not good. Alright. Well, I'll reiterate, scouts tend to not pillage tiles or capture civilians, but they're not above capturing trade routes. So we got to get on top of this right now, which is unfortunate. Dublin wants furs. I don't know where we've seen. Oh wait, doesn't Antwerp has furs? Okay. Well, it's a good thing that we chose not to, and that we are going to be satisfying the request at some point. Maybe we can get into those furs. But no big deal there. All right. What did it say about Bratislava? Which one's Bratislava? That's a culture one, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, it wants money. That's what this thing means. Gift of gold. All right, not going to happen. We need our gold. Our gold is spoken for. Okay, civil service is on deck. That's fantastic. We're going to take a peek here. And unfortunately, if we do make the push through here, we're going to need composite bowmen pouring in immediately. So I think what we need to do is have one guy come up here, and now we'll just shoot like so. And I'll move him here so that unit can't travel through the city to this hex. This hex is still vulnerable, but we can cap that up next turn. We'll get him into the city tile so he can heal up. And unfortunately, we have a traffic jam here. So we'll go like that. We'll go like that. And we'll have him step up and put a shot in on the city tile. Okay, so if he sees all we have is lightning rod here, I don't know how prone he'll be to advancing to try and save the city. I'm thinking if we bring this guy up here, the pikemen can attack, which is good. It'll act as a blocker. We'll get some shots on the units. Because we're kind of, this is why I wanted to start making the push to the north. Like, we don't want the city falling this fast. But it kind of is, right? So I could see this working for us and against us. Of course, we don't know what's here. Let's see if we can find out that much. Nothing. Okay. But like probably further back? No? Unit there. Unit there. Okay. So they're looking a little dry in the north. That's good. So what I was thinking is if we bring him up here, he might interpret this as one fewer tiles he could block from and additional capturing power. So just let the city fall. But if I leave him back here, he won't be seen, but that means he'll heal, which means if I step him forward, he might not be their chosen one. They tend to prefer ranged when they can, and this being at 92. On the other hand, when the city's really low, it'll always favor melee over, because it knows that they can capture. So I do think I just talked myself into healing there. He's coming over. So let's... I can't put the Great General here because if he bombards, withdraws the catapult, and has the pikemen come through, I think this guy will die. So, but we do want to maybe get the Great General across the river. He can jump from there, so we'll just leave him in place. Alright. Okay, road's done on that tile. Let's step and get started immediately on there, and then we'll come in here and here. Chop, chop. And we'll come up here and chop down this, get a river farm here. Edinburgh's going to be like swimming in food real soon here. And I don't think that's a bad thing. 1, 2. Oh, it looks like I could have come here. It's not going to matter. 1, 2. And our start will get eyes over there in time, so that's kind of nice. 1, 2. This looks like the end of the line, but since it's a hill and we'll get half of our movement points refunded, I think it's worth just taking a peek and then we can come back to this hill. Yeah. Alright, so we'll put the camera back over here. And here's hoping they start flooding the south with units. Fantastic. That is exactly what we wanted to see. That makes me very happy, because that will get us forward. Well, one of the things you guys are probably noticing is that since I see this, I look at what the end result is, and my mind starts like making calculations. But I really want to address all these prompts and such. Alright. So we might not be able to kill him, but it looks like he failed to intercept the caravan, which is no longer on screen, so it's like here. Which is bad, because if he withdraws, yeah, we're not going to be able to kill him there. If he does withdraw, maybe we bribe Iffy into ally status just to kill him off. Nah, that wouldn't be worth. We need our money for the... Alright, never mind. I said nothing. Alright, we definitely want to favor the market. Like, even if we are going to put the Writers Guild up, we definitely want to favor the market. Edinburgh's already got quite the income, so +1 and then plus 25% would be significant. Okay. So over here, let's take a peek. That sucks. We gotta do it though. Even though that means one of our composite bowmen will be vulnerable. That's unfortunate. Alright. So, if we can... Let's get him out of here. Like so. And let's step the Great General forward. We'll shoot at the city. There. We'll step here. Melee here. Melee here. And now these three can shoot at units. The pikeman's fortified. So let's see. We could... 15 versus 34, yeah. Alright. I don't know that this is necessarily correct. Catapult can hit either one of these. Pikeman can only hit here, though. And he has a clean retreat, so that's fine. Okay. This would be the turn that it's not entirely clear if I made the right decision or not. We gotta get a foothold up here. We want a Pictish to capture over here, so we don't want him getting too beat up, but it looks like he's ripe to do so. So we might have to just pull Cologne next turn just to get him off the battlefield. We only have 3 composite bowmen. Might be enough, I don't know. This is very delicate. This is what I was saying. I wasn't looking forward to this part. Okay, 1, 2. That's very unfortunate that he's standing there. However, if there's nobody standing here next turn, it will not detract us any further. And it looks like with this guy here, we could see it if we wanted, but not going to be a need to. Alright. Here we go. Come on, Pictish. He survives. Very good. That's what we want to see. And look at that. In the north, they favored the swordsman. That is perfect. That is perfect. Oh, wow. Okay. Whew. Megadeth's skin of my teeth is running in my head now. Alright, this city grows. We're going to favor this tile here. Grow the city to 4 pop as quickly as possible. Obviously, once this farm is finished and we're at civil service, we will value those tiles a little bit differently, but for right now, I do believe that is the correct course of action. Bombard. Good. He didn't move. He didn't move. Fantastic. That means he is ours. Our caravan has survived. Bombard will take care of it by itself. And that means we get our eyes back in time. But you know what? I would rather give him the experience. Because he's basically, whenever we find a resting spot, he's basically going to sit there and heal up forever. So let's get him the XP while we can. Riga seeks investor, blah, blah, blah. Alright. Far away land. That means we haven't met a particular civ yet. Alright, so Petra was built here, and that's fine, because based on what we can see, this is not a good Petra city. He's got this one tile that's been enhanced, I think. Right? Desert? Is this desert? Desert, yep. Alright. Shrine's done here. We're going to hop directly into library, because, you know, all told, we're going to have 3 food tiles. We didn't need a granary here, and this is our second to last settle, so we're trying to make National College requirements satisfied. Knock the turn off there for now. Obviously, that'll maybe get another turn up. We'll wrap Rapido on that market. Alright. Looks like it should be safe. We get the confirmation and bam. Alright. So this guy is just going to heal in place. I do see 3 hills here, so when he's done, we'll like zoom and then use this hill to come through. Right about that time, we should have the ability to barter for open borders. Maybe we can cut through her lands. Okay. So I'm really digging how everything worked out here. Are we seizing the city this turn? It basically comes down to, well, here, let's first fortify here, and then we'll put these shots, we'll like we'll tag team on this guy here. Although it's starting to look like, is there a great general in play here? Near great general, yes. Okay. So this guy could have put a shot in here to do more damage overall, but we need to give him reason to flee. Assuming Cologne is falling this turn, we would want to step this guy back because he can't pass through, and we want to get this guy up here to push him to the northern. We really want this city to fall this turn. So even though, let's see, approximately 24, that would be almost 50, 27, 20. No kidding. Wow, this is so risky. Alright, we have to get Cologne down this turn. Our back infiltrators made it in, so we'll just clean up down here as we're able. Please tell me this guy can get through. It looks like it. Okay. That is huge. I may not have cleared it in time, but if there was a unit here, we would have gotten a faith. I think I may have left it on the create puppet screen too long to show that. Okay, so what I want to do now is we'll kill this with the melee. That allows this guy to step up and shoot. Let's shoot at the catapult, because the melee moving here means this guy can't retreat, and that was part of the reason I did that. Now he moves here, and we'll might as well have him heal up here. We are going to have Cologne for some time, and we'll go ahead and move the Great General. Oh, okay. I wasn't thinking like that. Okay. The catapult can't hit this. He might actually foolishly attack the city. He'll do a good chunk of damage, but he'll get damaged. We need the Great General up here right now. In fact, moving this Pictish over here was probably a mistake now that I look at it. We're without a melee up here, basically. He's going to start, yep, okay. That was a mistake. But by the same token, we needed to make sure we could punish this guy next turn. I don't think we needed the Pictish to do that, though. Yeah, I should have. Even though it would have only been 1 movement point, we should have put the Pictish here, not here. The good news is assuming he's full strength, we can bring him. Well, on the other hand, we want our Pictish near Cologne anyways. So maybe not. Maybe not. Because if I had started running him up here, he would have been like away from town, right, as we wanted to make him pikeman. So realistically, swordsman should be the replacement up there. Unfortunately, this swordsman won't be healed in time. Alright, so we'll just cut our losses as far as that goes. If this was in fact a mistake, we might have to retreat and then push back in later. We're doing a good job damaging his units. We did a good job baiting his units. This guy is not going anywhere productively, so we'll probably have him killed next turn, because the best he could do is retreat here. We have ranged. And if that's not enough to kill him, the swordsman finish him off, or maybe we have the Pictish. I don't know. So, and if he retreats, so what? So the worst case scenario is they really try to hammer in. They bring this guy in. We shoot at him as well. Could be worse. This was the real delicate spot, you know, and making this roll was very critical. Being able to bring him back forward before he died, getting this guy out of there before he died. Very, very productive. So even if we do have to withdraw here for a turn or two, it might not be for the worst. But yeah, I definitely got to call it here. We're past the half-hour mark. Very exciting times. I'm so glad it was as successful as it was, by the seat of our pants there for a while, by the skin of our teeth, as it were. Thank you guys for joining me. I really hope you're enjoying it. Please leave me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the future. Take care.